it is time for us to know about AMD before we show you the corporate presentation. So for over 50 years, AMD has been at the forefront of innovation in high-performance computing, graphics, and visualization technologies. As a leader in adaptive computing, AMD powers solutions that address some of the world's most significant challenges. I would also like to invite Mr. Syed Mansoor Ali, Field Application Engineer, AMD. Can we please have you here on the stage? Everybody, can we have a big round of applause for him?
Thank you, Rajiv, and all the panelists. We had such a diverse, panelists today, people from all over the industry discussing about how AI is actually impacting them. I'll be just going through some of the portfolios that we have at AMD, how it is changing, how the demands are growing, how everything is, coming up with a new buzzword known as the AI. So we were discussing about some games, about how the games were being, impacted by AI, or how the technology, sales, the SSDs, DRAMs, everything we discussed about. But just a highlight out here, I would say, the right way our Major Rajesh told us. Sir, you mentioned about the 80s when the computer started, right? It was at that time that AI came into existence. This is that a simple thing. AI came into existence. If you guys remember, the first thing that we did with a PC or a laptop was playing chess, playing solitaire, playing the most basic game known as Mario. The computational power required to play that game Mario at that time was so less. The graphics, the different stages, how it was changing around. In these 25 years of this game Mario, the computational power required by the game has grown hundreds of times. But the hardware is not growing that way. The hardware is getting smaller and smaller. Thanks to the new computational processors that are available with us, and I'll be just taking you through. So AMD, it's not only about a laptop processor today or a desktop processor. We provide a 360 approach to the market from the AI perspective, computation perspective. The data centers are powered by AMD CPUs and GPUs. If I talk about gamings, even if you talk about the best gaming appliances today, PlayStation 5 or an Xbox, they are again being powered by AMD. The best laptops and desktops in the market are being powered by AMD. We have FPGAs, specific FPGAs, which can be coded for the best AI experience. We have embedded technology. Everything is available. And the best part with AMD, it comes with an open ecosystem where we are not fixed, we are not bent towards any of the OEM from the software or the hardware side that we talk about. If I'm talking about cloud today, you name a player, AWS, Azure, Tencent, Google Cloud, everyone is being powered by AMD. There is no exception about it. And the advantages that one gets with AMD is unmatchable. If I talk about the HPC, high performance computing, I am very proud to tell about out of the top 10 supercomputers in the world, the 5 are being powered by AMD. The first 2 super fastest computer of the world, El Capitan and the Frontier, are again being powered by AMD. The next supercomputer of India is being worked upon on AMD only. This is the power that AMD products get. Enterprise, we have some of the best labels in the in the market with AMD. The best IT companies are working on their data centers, are working on their end client portfolios with AMD. The type of advantages AMD gets in a data center is exceptional. The consolidation that we have to offer in today's time for a refresh of a data center is 7:1 consolidation. That gives enough room for an enterprise to upgrade itself for the upcoming AI technology, upcoming AI hardware, and everywhere around. Embedded PCs, everywhere that we are talking about, we have AMD at the core. So how are the things changing? As I said that AI is nothing new. So what has happened is earlier in a laptop or a desktop, there was a CPU and a GPU. Times changed up. A CPU and a GPU became together in a single processor. And now a time has come where a CPU, GPU, and an NPU, all three of them are available in a single processor, enhancing the computational power. Being an NPU or being an AI is just means that we are offloading the load from the CPU and GPU to the NPU, that is the AI accelerator that is available now. Very important. If I'm talking about cloud, we have the AMD MI300 series of Instinct GPUs. Earlier, GPUs were only used for graphical representation, but as one of our panelists was also informing, now CPUs, the GPUs in the data center are working as a computational unit. One single processor is scaling up to 200 cores at max as of today, but a GPU, an Instinct GPU, is giving you thousands, tens of thousands of core in a single machine. That is the power that is getting up to us. If I'm talking about the edge embedded endpoint, for the first time AMD, not for the first time, but again, this time again, AMD is leading the race in the enterprise laptops and desktops, where we are getting up to 50 TOPS of NPU speed. The way earlier cores and CPUs were being talked about by gigahertz, megahertz of speed, now the time has come when trillion operations per second. Imagine how fast this industry is changing. Now we are talking about trillion operations per second, just from the NPU perspective, to enhance the speed. And all the peripherals around it, whether we talk about RAM, whether we talk about SSDs, whether we talk about the networking cards, everything is being dependent on a single platform. So AMD, we are proudly more than a 56-year-old company, but we restarted our journey in 2017 when we came up with a new line of products known as Zen products. And from then, 2018, we were 2% of the market share, and today we have crossed 37% in 2025 of the market share. This is all because of the technological advancements that AMD is getting into the system today. As we said, for the hyperscalers, AMD comes with all the cloud providers that are possible in the market today. In India or in the international market, Meta, Tencent, Oracle, IBM Cloud, wherever you talk about, and the advantages that you get with AMD, not only in terms of performance, but price performance as well, is out of the box. We can discuss about, it's just the processor in the back end that is making all these differences to the technology. Our latest generation of CPU processors for data center are known as EPIC, and the latest one is scaling up to 192 cores on a single processor. I'm not going to deep dive because this is not a platform to deep dive onto the technology, but yes, we are going up to 5 gigahertz of speed on a single processor, multiple consolidation factors that we bring to the table. The TCO advantages that AMD gets into a data center is not comparable to any other player in the market. We have multiple platforms with all the OEMs possible today. If you talk about Dell, HPE, Lenovo, Supermicro, Everyone has. These are some of the big names, brand labels that we are talking about. Even if we go down to the smaller ODMs, they also have multiple platforms with the AMD. Different platforms sufficing different needs of the customer, how they want a solution to be made, what sort of a solution has to be there, whether it has to be more, more focus on the computational power or the storage or HPC or even the GPUs. We have a solution for every AI demand in the market today. This is our roadmap for our latest GPUs, starting with the latest available 300X, powering some of the biggest, some of the biggest workloads of the world. To highlight the most commonly being used today, Netflix. Netflix, I presume many of us have been using in our free time while traveling. Netflix runs completely on AMD CPUs and GPUs. That is the power that we have to showcase as an example. In the real-time basis, Netflix is being used by almost everyone, I would say, today, at least for having a good time. These are some of the examples that I was talking to you about, the AMD GPUs. Microsoft, OpenAI, Meta, Llama, Anyscale, Rhymes, Zyphra, best loads, the biggest loads of the world, and AMD is supporting, running them the most perfectly. This is our upcoming GPU, the MI325X. It is available with some OEMs, but yes, more are coming on it. It is a comparison to the NVIDIA's H200, Hopper 200 GPUs today. It comes with 2 TB memory, HBM3E, 10.4 petaflops of FP16 computes, 10.8 of FP8 as well. This is our portfolio for laptop and desktop processors. AMD today provides every sort of a portfolio for end client products, whether it is a non-AI, whether it is a less AI, or the hardest AI processors available in the market today. As we were discussing, Microsoft Copilot Plus PCs, the next generation of the PCs, the upcoming Windows from Microsoft, the Microsoft Copilot Plus edition requires at least 40 TOPS of NPU, 40 trillion operations per second speed of NPU required to run a Copilot Plus edition. AMD is again leading the race. Our best processors, top of the stacks, is going up to 55 TOPS of NPU in a laptop. No other player, no other manufacturer is coming up with such high performance processors. Performance, price performance. That is why we are here today, enabling more and more of our partners, industry. And yes, as Sushil also mentioned, we are having multiple programs for enabling our partners, from small scale partners, mid scale partners, T1 partners, everywhere around. We are running different programs to make them learn how AI is impacting the industry. I would like to share a very, example of what has happened. Today we were talking about, the CP plus salesmen or the installation people are going out to the end users and they don't know about what actually they are installing. Similarly, it is not only about the end people, I visit multiple MNCs across NCR. I take care of the complete north region of India. I meet so many CIOs, CTOs, senior managers when we started introducing our hardware that, after we gave them a presentation, make them understand what our hardware is, their question is, we understood what you're telling us. Tell us how to incorporate AI into our IT domain. This is where people are lacking the knowledge. A person who's going to college, who's going to school, who's a gamer, is very well aware about the latest technology because he has to buy a single unit. And he's concentrated on it that I want the best in the money that I have. So he will spend 10 hours on internet, research about it, and come back with the best possible configuration. And AMD leads 60% of the market share in the gaming business. That's a achievement that we have. We are leading the business, Indian gaming business. 60% of the market share is being, preferred by AMD, the users prefer. But people in the IT industry, but people in the channel industry, the partners forum, people don't have that much of time to actually dig deep into the system ki why I am taking this, why I want this. अभी तक ये होता है इंटेल चल रहा बिक रहा था ना, चल रहा है ना, चल रहा है. If I get a change into my system and anything fails tomorrow, I'll be the bali ka bakra. That is not we want. That is why we are doing these sort of sessions to enable our partners, our OEMs, our users, end users, channel partners, everywhere around. We are pushing around because till the time our partners don't understand what AI is, why AI is, they won't be able to pitch it the right way around. It is very important for the entire chain to understand why, what, and how. This is what I was talking to you about. The latest top story that we have, trillion operations per second. If I'm talking about the top of the stack of AMD, I have 50 plus, up to 55 tops. If I'm talking about the Core Ultra 200 series, the latest and the greatest from my competition, they are scaling up to 48 tops of NPU. We are talking about neural processing unit, NPU, that is the AI engine of the processor. If I'm talking about the Apple M4, 38 tops. They are still not able to reach that point. And so on and so forth. We have multiple examples. Yes, but AMD is leading the race out here. And we have been leading the race for a very long time nowadays. The other most important thing in today's time is, there was a time when gold was the costliest stuff, commodity. Then land became the costliest commodity. But now is the era when data is the costliest commodity. Data is the most sought after. People sitting in China just hacking into any of the Indian servers and putting up a threat to leaking the data. It's not only the security has become the most important point. AMD offers hardware level of security in a very layered approach. What we have done for security, we have physically embedded an ARM Cortex processor into an x86 processor. What does it do? It helps in the real-time encryption of the DRAM. It helps in the root of trust security. It helps, we combine with Microsoft, we combine with our OEM and prepare a layered security approach for our end users, for our enterprise data, for every sort of data that is possible. We have wireless manageability options. Our processors are business ready. The Pro series of processors is being tested again and again so that our end customer gets best of what is available, the enterprise editions. I'm taking too much. I'll just close up. This is my complete stack of products in the end client customer, which are AI enabled. This is the broadest and the widest portfolio of any ODM like AMD to be having as of today. So that is all from my side. Thank you so much. I hope it was informative. We shall be discussing more about things. Thank you, ma'am.